But without further ado, you lot are here today to see the winner of episode 5 of season 1 of the Ultimate Palace 11. For any of you who still don't know what the Ultimate Palace 11 is, first of all, where have you been for the last month or so? But no, secondly, the Ultimate Palace 11 is a series that I've started where we create the Ultimate Palace 11, the best Palace 11 from different eras in the club's history. Season 1 specifically is the current Premier League era. So we're talking 2013 from when we were promoted to the present day. It's about a 10-year period. We are creating the best Palace 11 from that era. We're going through each position. Each episode we do a different position. This is episode 5, so it is the last of the defenders. We have done the goalkeeper and 3 defenders in a 4-2-3-1 formation. That's the formation we picked for this squad because that's the formation in our Premier League era that we've used the most. I think it's fair to say. I think no one has disagreed with me since we've started this. So we've gone the goalkeeper, right back, right centre back, and left centre back. Episode 5 is the left back in this squad, and we do 3 nominees in each position. And normally on a Wednesday I released it. This week I was a bit late releasing it. It was on a Thursday. So which is hence why the results now is on a Sunday. Usually it's Wednesday with a Friday result, so you have a 2-day period to do your votes. In the comments section of the Instagram post on @redandbluesiteYT, on the TikTok @redandbluesite TikTok, or on the YouTube Shorts video or YouTube video, depending on what I've uploaded for the nominees on the YouTube channel, which you are watching on now. So 3 nominees in each position, and the squad at the moment is Julian Speroni in goal, Joel Ward right back, Joachim Anderson right centre back, and Mark Gurhey left centre back. They are the winners of the votes so far. Left back, the nominees were Patrick Van Aanholt, Papa Soare, and Mitchell as well. They were the nominees for left back, and this is the results show for episode 5 where we reveal who has won the votes, and it came very, very close in this, guys. Really, really close. In fact, all the defenders, not so much Joel Ward to be fair, but the right and left centre back, even though Anderson and Gay I think are the right decisions, they were really close in the end. There was a lot of people voted James Tompkins, I know he almost got in. Mamadou Sakho got a lot of love, he almost got in. It's very easy, I think, on these votes to have a lot of recency bias, which is fair. I've had it as well, where you obviously most recent squads where we've been really, really good, like under Vieira, and obviously the end of last season under Glasner, you think of those players straight away in your head in terms of season 1, which is this current Premier League era, and it's kind of hard to remember those players further back in our stint in the Premier League, and how well some of those players did, and that when you look at it relatively at those players in the squad that they are in, some of the performances those players were doing were incredible for the squad they were in, and if they were in a squad like we've got now, they'd be performing even better. So it's really interesting to see how these players from different eras within this 10-year period in the Premier League mix, and how people vote and their reasons behind voting. Always love to see that, which is why I always say when you vote in the comment section for these videos, please leave a reason as well, because I love reading that and I love seeing why people vote the way they do and their reasoning behind the votes. But without further ado, I think it is time now that I'm just going to get it ready for you, this current squad with the new player in, and I think, as I said, a lot of people will be surprised, maybe not too surprised with who's won. I might be giving away a bit here, but linking back to what I've said already about recency bias and thinking about players who've done really well recently, I think some people will not be expecting this player to have won. So let me just get this set up for you guys. It's time to reveal winner of season 1 episode 5 of the Ultimate Palace 11, and the left back in our Ultimate Palace 11 squad for this season is here we go. Patrick Van Aanholt has won the vote narrowly. TikTok and YouTube, we had a lot of votes for this, and the reasons were mixed as well, but Van Aanholt has just edged it when I went through it, and I love it. I really, really do. Like, Tyrick Mitchell for me would have got my vote, but I can't blame Van Aanholt they're two very different players. Mitchell has famously been really good defensively and has improved going forward, especially under Glasnow. We've seen an improvement in his end product and his ability going forward, but he's always naturally been a defensive fullback, and he's not had the same prowess going forward as he has had at the back. Very similar with Wan-Bissaka when he was at the club. Van Aanholt, completely opposite. Going forward was his strength. It was at Sunderland, when we bought him, and he carried that on at Palace. The amount of times he got assists and at times goals. I mean, I remember one of my vlogs back in the day when last game of the season, we stayed up, or penultimate game of the season, away to Stoke, we stayed up and we sent Stoke down. I think that was 2017-18. That was Hodgson's year where he came in and took over from De Boer, and we stayed up. Loftus-Cheek scored in that game as well, I believe. Van Aanholt got a goal in that, and he's always up and around the box when he was playing for us. So good going forward at times, a lot of pace, good cross, good delivery, always lingering around there, helping the attackers. Where he failed a lot of times or was poor was defensively, and there were numerous times I remember in his time at the club where you'd have these clips, especially when we got beat badly by teams, of watching him like jog or walk back when teams counter-attacked, and he had got bomb forward on the attack and was nowhere to be seen at left back and leaving gaping spaces for the defenders to cover, and we ended up having overloads down that side and things like that. It was a real problem actually at times, and something that I admit I've called him out on when he was at the club for not being good enough at, and really frustrating me with. But that was his game. That was how he played. And I wouldn't want, and to be fair, looking back on it now in hindsight, I wouldn't want to sacrifice the effect he had going forward. And I think that's what a lot of had him more defensive. And I think that's why a lot of people voted for him. I think remembering back in that squad, especially, it was a weaker squad than we've got now, how important he was to our lineup. He was a regular in the starting 11. And it's not to say he was bad defensively. There were games where we had backs against the walls, sometimes against some of the top teams, and he put in defensive performances, really good performances. Thinking away to Chelsea, as a number of times he played well there. Against Arsenal as well, he had some good games. Off the top of my head, he has those performances in him when the team have to sit back defensively. It's just when we play teams in and around us at the time, around the bottom of the table where we expected to win, he almost lost his defensive duties a bit when we bombed forward. But that's what you got with Van Aanholt. One thing you can't say about him was that he wasn't an exciting player. He was an exciting player. He was a fan favourite at times. When everything was going okay with the club as well, he was really a standout player. When things weren't going so great, it was fair to say at times, a scapegoat for some of our bad performances. Other times it was fair criticism. But, and since he's left the club as well, he's gone on, he won the Eredivisie, I believe, as well with Feyenoord. Or PSV, sorry, not Feyenoord. He's gone on to do good things as well in his career. So, yeah, Dutch appearances as well and international level. So Patrick Van Aanholt has just pipped Tyrick Mitchell to the left back spot. Papaswari didn't really get any votes, but I personally felt we deserved to be in there in terms of out and out left backs, because in terms of out and out left backs, we haven't had that many in the Premier League. Van Aanholt had the most appearances. I don't blame him in being there at all, and that is the back line complete. What do you guys think of that? Speroni in goal, Ward, Anderson, Gay, Van Aanholt. I think it's quite a cool backline. There's a mix of real defensive stability and attacking and chances to affect the attack as well going forward. Ward is not as good as Van Aanholt going forward, but in his pomp, definitely in his younger years, definitely added stuff to the attack and could bomb up and down the wing if he had to. Not his game, but he could always do the job for the team in that role. Speroni is a great shot stopper. I've already said my part on Speroni being the team. I personally thought Guaita would have got the vote, but he didn't. Everyone voted for Speroni, and he, I can't critique that. This is the fan vote. Whatever happens with you guys in the vote is what we decide, and that is the squad so far. Speroni, Ward, Anderson, Gay, Van Aanholt, episode 5 winner. Really like that backline, actually. A nice mix of old and new. And if that back four was playing for us now, I know we play a back five now under Glasner, but if we were playing this formation now, that is, I think, a really cool backline, and a backline that I think would do well in the Premier League. So yeah, that is where we're at, guys. That is the current back line, the back five. Defenders are done, and we're on to the midfielders for episode 6. So there we go. How do we feel about that? Personally, I think that's really cool. as a squad. And I'm really interested to know what you guys think as well. Obviously, comment down below, guys, please. Like, share, and subscribe with the video, of course. Get it out to as many people as possible. And yeah, next episode will be the start of the midfielders, episode 6. Nominees will be out on Wednesday, so please stay tuned on Wednesday. Thank you for your support. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys next time.